Good morning. Yes, I look a hot mess. It'd be alright. Um, Drinking my protein coffee. Still the mushroom coffee. We'll talk about that. Um, Figured I haven't come on in a while and shared a devotional, and some people seem to like those. If they're not your cup of tea, there's lots of shorts of mayor. Go do that. Um, that sounded awful. I didn't mean it that way. Um, I, I mean, it's okay if this type of video is not your cup of tea. I'm okay with that. Um, you will probably hear some noises. The animals have started. I don't know if it's exactly a bond, but my docile little Sargie, um, Mayor, he's been trained to go through the house with the leash, and I've been letting him off leash in his calmer parts of the day to go with me, to follow me, and he's been doing wonderful with that. Um, However, that's also giving him more of a chance to get closer to the cats as they've had time to acclimate to him. So it was kind of funny yesterday because he and Pritzy have started to play a little bit and kind of sniff noses and stuff. So he was really getting to sniff noses, and they were batting, playing at each other um, in the kitchen yesterday. And out of nowhere, this, this, this that you can, I mean, he's like, you can do anything to him and he just doesn't care. This launched a sneak attack on the big old dog. It was funny. Um, I did, of all the times not to have a camera ready. Um, yeah. So that's been just kind of how um, the day has been going. And I'm just going to kind of change this up. And if it gets too long, we'll just make a separate video and go. I've been guilty of this, and it happened to me, and it kind of woke me up, and I was kind of like, you know what? Um, I've been guilty of this too, so I couldn't really be really upset with the person that said it to me because I've had the same feeling. And talk about migraine a little bit. Um, I've not had one in yesterday made 2 weeks. That's tremendous. Um, and a few of the things that I changed, I've shared with you. I started taking magnesium. I use this product called MigraLeaf. You take it twice a day. Um, it actually has magnesium in it. It is a supplement. It has feverfew and butter bar, which I have, and riboflavin, which I have in tincture form, but right now this seems to be working. So we're going to kind of stick with it and slowly transfer over. I've been using Migra Ease. It's kind of the same thing, except for it has butter bar instead, along with, I have to look because I can't remember, and ginger extract. Now, so far, it is helping me, and not just with my headaches, it's helping me overall. Um, I've been sick, obviously, as you can tell, for the last few days, and I wasn't able, because when you take these supplements, you need to eat something, and I haven't been able to do that. And um, aside from being sick, the achies and stuff like that I had prior to starting the magnesium, I used the Calm Magnesium. This is the powder form. I haven't tried it yet. I've been using the pill form. Um, something in it has been helping me, and we're not going to discount the fact that there's been a lot of prayer. Anyway, on Facebook, there was an advertisement about it, and I simply commented, "So far, so good." Because so far, so good. Something's helping me. Not just with the headaches, but overall. I've not had symptoms. I've not had aura. I've not had any of that. Um, Nothing that gives me that, oh, feeling that a migraine's coming. And that's huge. Y'all know, if you followed this channel for any length of time, y'all know that 2 and 3 times a week at least. Not uncommon. Excuse me. But this person said back to me, said, "So you've never had a real migraine?" And I thought to myself, "Excuse me, what?" And the offended part of me started talking in my brain first, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Do you know what I deal with in my life, and what I, especially what I've been through the last few weeks?" Well, then the other part of me hit, the smarter part of me, and I replied to the lady, and I said, so first and foremost, yeah, I have the diagnosis of migraine. I'm under a neurologist care. I have been since I was in my teens. I have hemiplegic migraine, several other types. There's a genetic link in mine. And I said, I don't know why you're getting upset with me, because I said that I tried something and it's helping me. And I was like, I understand, because I've been there when nothing helps. I did stop all of my abortive medicine, stopped all of my pain medicine. Just is what it is. But it just kind of like made me feel, and I told her, I said, maybe next time try being kind, because we're rowing the same boat. If you have migraine, you're rowing the same boat that I'm rowing. Even though right now I've not had a migraine in 2 weeks. Doesn't mean that I have not forgotten those days whenever I had a packed schedule, or plans to go to see my mother, or Christmas that I had to miss because I had a migraine, other events that I've had to miss, or just show up miserable. Just because it's not happening actively right now in my life doesn't mean I forgot. We're rowing the same boat. So what I'm saying to you, if like me you have migraine, if the medication that you're getting from your doctor works, use it. If you find a supplement that works, and yeah, I know they're not regulated by the FDA, blah, 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 whatever. If it works, use it. Make sure that if you're taking a supplement, it won't react with your medication. I wished I had started taking this sooner because I overall feel better. There's something in it, as well as my eye. Sorry. There's something in it that is helping me to feel better. A few short weeks ago, consistently being able to train Mayor, consistently being able to walk Mayor, wasn't a happening thing. I had even really started questioning if I made the right decision. Although, part of his job will be to kind of like take over where Cinda left off and being able to alert and stuff like that. But we're rowing the same boat. If you have migraine, we're rowing the same boat. And just because this is helping me and I'm saying this is helping me does not mean that for this period of time, while this is helping me and for these 2 weeks that I have not had a migraine, it does not mean that I've forgotten or that I'm not sympathetic to the next person who has migraine and is suffering. I still have my ice caps. I still have all of that. Ice caps came in handy while I was sick when my fever was, that helped. So I guess that just kind of like, stuck on my brain, made me want to talk about it. There's a couple other little just internet topics that I could talk about, but they're not really worth the time. Really not. It is one of those situations that just amaze me because somebody can say I'm progressive and I'm this, that, and the other until you have a differing opinion. And the differing opinion in the second scenario, yeah, I know I said it wasn't worth the time, but we're going to do a quick synopsis. The question was posed about final arrangements, and we have long decided neither of us want a funeral. I never did. Never really. It didn't really cement in my mind that this was not what I wanted to do until I had to do it with my dad. I have one child. I do not want to put that on her. Grief and death brings out the best in people, and it brings out the worst. So I don't want that. I don't want to put that on her. I'm happy with the graveside service. If she decides she wants to go have a celebration of life or whatever after the fact, that's for her to decide and do. And whatever gives her peace is all that matters. I don't care. When I say that, if my friends want to do that, that's fine. If my daughter does not and does not want to attend, she's not obligated. And that's just how it is. To me, with the funeral industry, and I have family in the funeral industry, it takes a special kind of person to do that. And I am not belittling them, but we also we took steps away from death and dealing with death. And to say that you need some sort of service to get closure? No, you don't. If you do, if you opt to have a service, that's wonderful. If you opt not to have one, as we have, the the people that are left behind still get closure because you're dead. That's just how it works. I have always had an issue with even with my dad. People were talking about how good he looked, and some of this came from him. Um, the funeral industry has the task to make somebody who is lifeless look somewhat lifeless, like they're alive. And it's, to me, um, it's just not something that I don't want people to look at me and tell me how good I look dead. What? What do we do with that? What are we thinking there? Um, there's just, I don't know, there's a whole lot with it, and I'm not saying don't have a funeral if that's what you choose to do. I'm saying that, don't, the person that I encountered didn't like the fact that I had simply said, we're not doing it. I don't care. This is what we have decided to do. It's done. It's my choice. It's my husband's choice. That's all that matters. The people that are left behind can do whatever they wish to do after our wishes are handled. And I'm noticing a whole lot of people are following that. They're not having any funerals. For instance, let me give you a for instance. My dad died on the 18th. We did not get him buried until the 25th. Okay, in those days, we had a visitation one night, his actual funeral the next day. Then we had to wait because he was interred in a veteran cemetery, and they don't bury on Saturdays, and we had to get the first available service. Not saying that it's wrong or anything like that, but it took time to be able to bury him with his full honors that he deserves. So during that point in time, and even after he was buried, I'm sorry, but none of that gave me closure. I was there when he took his last breath. That's all. He was gone. There's nothing else that brings him back. That was his honors and honoring him. That's a lot. And it's a lot to put on your surviving children, because they have to deal with whatever death and grief bring out in the people that come to pay their respects or see how good you look in the casket. So that was when I made the decision, and shortly after that, my aunt passed away. She had just what I wanted, or what I want. She was not embalmed, which I think is fabulous. I think that that's just a whole thing that never should happen. And remember, I'm saying I think. I understand the reasoning for it. I get it. But she died one day. Her funeral was the next day. We did not see her. She had a closed casket. which was the biggest blessing for me because I didn't have to see. I thanked my cousins and thanked them because what they gave me was the benefit of seeing the woman that I had been able to see before she got really bad sick. I didn't have to. I've seen pictures since then, but my last memories of her, my last actual memories, are not of her being a sick woman, a very sick woman. And to me, to me, being able to remember her in that is much better. Anyway, this totally went a whole different way than what I had planned it for. It totally got long, so we're going to cut it here. I'm going to drink a little bit of coffee, then we're going to come back and do what I actually had planned for today's video. Just kind of got off and chit-chatted a little bit about stuff. Y'all have a good day. Remember, I'm the mayor's daughter. If this isn't your video, there's plenty of mayor. Soon will be coming garden stuff. I'm not sure how we're going to work the garden this year. My best laid plans have just not happened yet. So, y'all remember that I love you. I'll see you in the next one.